again, if you unplug diverter valves, you could throw an engine management light, and you can just do a sneaky there without having to go to a dealer. He's already found 6 issues. This is not looking good for pretty much a new car here. This tiny little box is something that every Abarth owner, every Alfa Romeo owner, hell, every car owner needs one of these. Now, I want to thank Carly because this is a sponsored video. They have sent this out to me, and I'm going to show you everything that this amazing little thing does and how it's going to be useful for you, and more importantly, why you need to get one of these. Now, this is the Carly connected car, and the way it works is it plugs into the OBD reader port in your car, any car, and then via the app, you can control and do very, very cool things. I'm going to run you through all the things that you can do. Now, you can do certain things on specific cars. I'm going to run you through what you can do on Abarth, because most of you guys will have Abarth, but also I'm very conscious that a number of you guys will have things like BMW, Audis, etc. So I'm also going to show you the additional functionality that you can get for those cars. What we're going to do in today's video, we're going to do a health check on this car, on the 695 and on the A1. I'm going to show you everything you can do on this Carly connected car and show you the app. It is very, very cool. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. First thing we need to do is plug this in to the OBD port down here. This is the Carly connected app, and the first thing that you can see is what you can do with this is on this specific car, on the Abarth 124 Spider, we can do a health check, we can have live data being shown on the app, and I'll touch on that in a moment. So in front of us here is the Carly dashboard. So the first thing we're going to do, so as you can see, I've got my 3 cars all inputted here. So we are in the Abarth 124 Spider, although on this it shows Fiat 124 Spider. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect to the Carly connected car, which is plugged into the OBD reader. So let's connect. It's doing its thing, and there you go. Perfect. So the interesting thing as well, what you see on this is it tells you specific things about the car, and this is based off of kind of historical data. So they tell me that the fault probability on the 124 Spider is medium. Now I'll check what the next car does and what the A1 does as well. But let's see all the features that we can get for this car. So on the 124 Spider, we can do a health and diagnostics check, and also if you get any error codes, you can clear them down on this as well. Now I know a lot of you guys like to go and unplug diverter valves, etc., to get that noise, the blow off noises, and sometimes you have to go to a garage to get that cleared down, and you don't want to be spending that kind of money. Well, you can just do it directly from the app. Right, let's do it. Let's check for issues on the 124 Spider. There you go, very quick. We're good. We've got no engine issues, which is amazing. That's a good sign anyhow. But if I was to have any engine issues, they will be listed down here, and they tell me all the information that I need, because I've had people reach out to me and tell me, Steph, I've got this issue, the engine management light comes on, and this would tell you exactly what it is, and it will help you diagnose it. So really, really good. Now, not only is it a diagnostics tool, but a lot of us like to go and put things like sports cats, D-cats, and all that kind of stuff, and also just general things that you need to be worried about when it comes to things like MOT. One of the things that Carly offers is an emissions check as well. So if we run it on this car, I can see the state of the catalytic converter and see the health of it, and then when it comes to the MOT, I'll know if it's going to pass or not. So here we go. Right now, in terms of the systems checked, so we've got no issues with misfire, we've got no issues with fueling, we've got no comprehensive component issues, and the catalytic converter is green. So we're good, we're providing the right emissions, etc. There's no issue there. Now, interestingly, if you were to have a sport cat on this car, this would be very useful, particularly when you're kind of worried whether or not it's going to pass an MOT. So again, just a really good thing to have. Now, the final thing on this, which you can have for this car, very cool, is live data. Now, I like this a lot. I think it is brilliant. So if you see that we've connected up there, we'll start the readout. You can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 live data feeds on this. Now you can select whatever you want. So for example, you have an abundance of data points that you can choose from. And then it's completely up to you what you want, whether it's things like engine coolant temperature, fuel tank level, intake at temperatures, intake manifold pressures, oxygen sensors, everything. You choose it, it's here. And on top of that, so you can see now if I did a rev, you'll see the dash change. Oh, we need to start it, sorry. There you go, start the readout. Look at that, you can see the dash moving there. So now if I go into the actual dashboard, so now you can see that we've got digital gauges. Now if I press the little button here, look, and now we rev, we've got all these dials moving with us, and that is very, very cool. Particularly if you've got like a little phone mount here. It gives you that extra bit of data that you may not necessarily see in front of you on the dash. So I very, very much recommend this app. We're going to now check the health on the 695. You know, this one's green. If you do want this, guys, there'll be a discount code and a link in the description below for you to get this, because in terms of pricing, well, for the Abarth and for the Alfa Romeos, the kind of level of features and functionality you can get all of what I've just showed you for a one-off price of £64.90, and with the link in the description below, it will also give you a discount as well. I believe it's about 15% discount, so make sure you do. And also anything that you do in terms of purchases will also kind of give me a bit of a commission, so it does help the channel. It is a massive help, so I would really appreciate if you are going to buy this, just buy it through the link below. I'll be super grateful. You can opt for things like subscriptions as well. Now with the Abarth and Alfa, you don't get a subscription because, like I said, you don't have the additional functionality in there. You literally have everything that I've shown you, and it's all included in the light version that you get on the app. However, if you were to now jump into something like an Audi, a BMW, or one of these more, or VWs, etc., where they're a lot more technologically advanced and they've got more things in the ECU that you can code out, you can actually then have a subscription service for all brands. So any car you can plug this into and you can start coding it, and that will cost you £6.17 a month. And what that will, or you could do just an Audi subscription, for example, because I've got the Audi. You can just do the Audi subscription for £2.42 a month. Now I think that's pretty good, and especially when I go into that car and I show you everything you can do, trust me, it's amazing. Okay, now we're in the 695 70th Anniversario, this being the press car that Abarth UK have given me. It's going back soon. However, the way we connect this one and the OBD port for this is right just underneath that driver's side vent. Now, you guys who know my channel are going to be very familiar with this panel here, because unfortunately on most of these OBD readers, you can't put this back in. However, on this one, on the Carly app, it's designed in a really nice way that actually you can plug this straight back in again, so you can have the OBD reader connected permanently on the 695. It doesn't get in the way, it's not intrusive at all, and yeah, you can use all the features on the app that I showed you earlier on. Let's have a quick health check on this and see how we get on. I'm expecting this to be pretty good because it's only got 4,500 miles. It's a 2020 car, and there you go. We've got good health status on the Abarth 695 70th Anniversario. And again, as before, if you had any issues, they'd be displayed here, and you can clear them down. Again, if you unplug diverter valves, you could throw an engine management light, and you can just do a sneaky there without having to go to a dealer. Let me show you something as well, because this is where it gets also really interesting. Now, I've got 3 cars. I've done a number of diagnostics on them now, etc., and it will tell me actually how much I've saved. So if you see at the top here, I go into the details, it tells me that I've done 5 health checks, and the reason it says 5 is because I did 1 on each car prior to filming this video, so I get a feel for the car. We're about to do 6, but at the moment, had I have gone to get this done, apparently a health diagnostics costs 100 quid a pop. The live data costs 420 if I wanted to get that done, so I guess that's if you were to go down the route of having gauges and all that kind of stuff. And a used car check, that's the other good thing with it, is you can actually go and check whether there's been tampering on your cars. You've got mileage checks, you've got all this kind of stuff. And we're going to jump in the Audi and I'm going to show you that now. And now we're in the workhorse, and this is where the true power of Carly will come out, because it is really, really good. Now, people charge you guys a lot of money to do coding things such as audible noises, you know, to make things different, to change the way your headlights move, coming home lights and stuff, all that. People actually charge to do that kind of coding. You can do it for free in this, and you can see it's checking up a lot more than what it did on the Abarth. So now that doesn't mean that the Abarth module isn't anywhere near as good as this. It just means you've got extra functionality on these kind of cars. Now, if, for example, you got an Abarth and something like a BMW, Audi, VW, etc., then getting the multi-car subscription pack is probably the best bet, because you can do everything and you can check the health on all of them. It's going for it. It's already found 6 issues. This is not looking good for pretty much a new car here. Okay, diagnostics is complete. So we got all of those issues. Now, I've looked through all of these issues, and I know there's nothing in there that really scares the hell out of me. So I'm going to just try to see if we were to clear the issues, what's going to happen. Now, I know that if you see something in these health things that you think, actually, I'm not really sure about that, that's the point when you probably should say, okay, I may want to take this to get looked at. But the beauty with this Carly connected car is that you can do that yourself. You know, long are the days where you need to go to a garage for them to tell you the information that I've just showed you. You can do it all yourself. And on top of that, you can clear fault codes and you can do all this cool stuff. And I'm going to show you the level of coding that you can do in a moment. It's mind-blowing, genuinely. Right, okay. Let's do a repeat check. Right, the diagnostics is complete. We're good again. I've just made my Mrs. Audi A1 go from bad health to good health. There you go, nice and easy. Now, the extra things that you get on this, of course, is you get things like customization. Now, this is where it is very, very cool. Now, we've loaded up the coding, and one of the good things with what you do on this Carly app is that every bit of coding you do, it does a backup of your current code. So if you were to get it very wrong and you don't know how to revert it, you can kind of go back to your original state, which is amazing. So you get things such as, you know, we can play around with the brake lights, the brightness levels, comfort functions, coming home modes. If you've got a convertible, you can link things to a key. Like in BMWs, you can double tap the key and you can code it so that the roof goes down and the windows come down. I mean, that's insane, and I'm sure you can do the same thing for this car, but well, it's not a convertible. You can play around with the dash. You know, you can add extra features to things like the virtual cockpit, the phone, the turn signals, or your warning lights, the parking sensors. You can do things with the infotainment. I'm sure you can start to allow you to play video on this and all this kind of stuff. It literally is. It's vast, the amount of things you can do. It is unreal. The other very useful thing that you can do is do used car checks. So when you're going to purchase a new car, you know, the car salesman might say, yeah, it's all very good. It's not been, you know, it's been one careful owner, one lady owner, etc. You can really go and check this. So if you look at the options you have, so you can do vehicle VIN number checks, so to make sure that the car you're buying is actually the car on the logbook. You can also do mileage checks. You can see if the car has been tampered with. Really, really important when you're buying a car nowadays. And this will tell you, for example, how many things that you've had, how many saved mileages, etc. Also the driver data profile, so it'll tell you the average, the way the previous driver was driving the car that you were about to go and buy. That's insane. And also you have average speed and operating hours, so you can see roughly when the car was driven, so you can see if it was driven at night or at day. You can also see the average speed it was driven. So if, for example, this car was driven at 90 miles per hour, you know that it's been ragged beyond belief, and you probably might want to stay away from it. So that's just another thing which is brilliant about the My Carly Services app. So I genuinely do think this is a really valuable device. It's given me peace of mind now knowing that every single car on this driveway is healthy, although this one was a little dodgy, but we fixed that. It also gives me peace of mind knowing that I can check things like emissions when going to MOT and not be surprised that the car's going to fail, because the My Carly app would have told me that. And the final point is that you get some really cool kind of little telemetry stuff, particularly on the Abarths. It is such a cool product. And guys, genuinely, like, I've got one. Yes, Carly sent it to me. This is a sponsored video, but I've seen this device before, and if I'm honest with you, I was going to buy one regardless. For me, it's the natural evolution from something like a scan gauge, which you guys are all very used to from when I used to have my 595. I genuinely think it's a brilliant product, and I think you should all go and get one. And also, if you do, it does help the channel massively. And for 64 quid for the Abarth and Alfa Romeo piece, that's a bargain. Real bargain. Make sure to check the link below in the description for your discount code. Get money off your purchase. Guys, my name is Stef. You guys have been awesome. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon on the next video. See you later. Bye bye.